I really liked that the focus was more on facilitation than traditional teaching, and that there was a lot less focus on standing up the front and talking at the students, and a lot more focus on asking them open-ended questions and getting them to think for themselves through the design thinking process. And I also thought it was really great that there was a big focus on applicable real life skills. We got to go on an industry day and walk around a whole bunch of different industries and understand the sort of roles these students could be taking on in the future, and it was really great to see the students start to make the link between school life and work life after that.
I like Monash Tech because it's so different from the other previous placement. In the previous placement, I only worked with one classes of students or two classes of students, but in Monash Tech I have the chance to work with different students from different schools. So altogether I work with probably around 5 schools, and there's 3 schools actually from the special needs students, and I have the chance, which I would never have in other school, to work with them, and they actually open up my mind.
I think the benefits of the program were really, there was a massive focus on the planning element of a unit that we didn't get necessarily through 3 weeks at a primary school. So we had to plan an interdisciplinary unit that would take place over a whole term, and that's something that I didn't get to do on my other placements. And I think another huge benefit was the focus less on content knowledge and more on skills that we can take as teachers through to the school. So whilst it wasn't in a traditional school setting, there was so much stuff that we could extrapolate in terms of those facilitation roles that we could take forward with us in our careers.
There are several benefits. So the first thing comes to my mind is the teaching material they have provided with us. So Monash Tech is different from other schools. It's really focused on student-centered, project-based program. So in the normal school, normally I would just teach and speaking in front of the classroom. But in Monash Tech, we have the chance to help with students, and I learned a few tricks to organize an effective group discussion. So that's really benefit a lot. And another thing is Neil and Hava, which is 2 supervisors, provided us with a list of teaching strategies. I think it includes around 160 teaching strategies, so that's quite a lot. So whenever I'm stuck with the teaching ideas, I will refer to that table. So I think for the, especially for the new teacher, student teacher like me, it's really nice to have something to refer to. It comes in really handy.
I would definitely recommend going in with an open mind. It's very different from other placements I did. You get to work a lot hands-on with more technologies than you would do in other schools. So we got to do a lot of laser printing and 3D printing and things like that, as well as working with students on how to use more advanced IT programs than they would necessarily come into contact with in traditional schooling. It's definitely a placement where you get out as much as you put in. So going in expecting there to be a relatively large workload, but knowing that if you go through that, you get a lot more applicable skills that you can use in the workplace. So we went through the design thinking process, which is something that not only students can use, but teachers can then apply into their planning and their real life practice.